You may wish to know that the accounting year 2010 has ended, and the Accountant General of the Federation has sent officers to perform the statutory closure of accounts as contained in their letter. Reference number is quoted. This has not been done due to the aforementioned reasons. Prolonged delays for the closure of accounts may have negative image and consequence on the office. You may therefore wish to direct that the information records listed in paragraph 2 above be made available to the division to enable it update the year 2010 financial records and render all necessary returns to the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation for inclusion in the published account of the federal government. Submitted, Ayola E.O. Mrs. Assistant Director, Accounts. And when
are you tendering this exhibit?
I'm tendering it as an exhibit, sir. And when I took over, she handed over to me. Because why did she hand over to me? There is a reform taking place. And they asked that all the accountants, the existing accountants there, be recalled to the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation. And that new ones should be sent there also to help in reforming the place and to carry out the functions that is required of the accountants. I was deployed there in April 2011, and on reporting I met the same thing. I also wrote similar memo to the PAMSEC, and in one of the occasions, to God be the glory, the permanent secretary, myself, the federal auditor that was sent by the Auditor General to audit the account, Alhaji Maina, the chairman of the tax team, the legal advisor, we met with the head of service, Professor Folabi, and I raised this problem. I told him, sir, when we had discussed, I said, sir, you requested for accountants so that they will take charge of the accounting of the pension. And the Accountant General had deployed us to you, and we have reported since then.
You know, we have a lot of witnesses.
Yes, sir, it's just small. Since then, we have been rendered redundant. We are doing nothing. He directed the PAMSEC to handle, and the PAMSEC handled and sent a memo to the head of service asking him to approve that we be deployed to the tax team, so that the tax team will now keep proper records and have access to these things. This is the letter the permanent secretary wrote to the tax team, and up to date the tax team had not complied to this. And so with this, you can see it that the accountants are not keeping those who are signatories to the accounts. If you find out, they will either be SA to the PAMSEC, SA to the head of service. So that is started ab initio, and those are the creation of the tax team. Even members of the tax team, I'm sure Kaigama may also be a signatory to the account. And if you watch, tax team is administration. You cannot administer, you cannot maintain and keep records, and you cannot, because there is division of labor. Just as you have the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. It is like that in every place. But the tax team means an administrative body. But they are doing it, they are keeping the accounts, they are disbursing, signing, and doing everything. And that's it. And Kaigama is a staff of SIPO. Alhaji Maina, because he's a staff of the Accountant General, they are using him and calling him the accountant and using him to, if you go right now, I'm sure if you go right now, you want to do on-spot check, there might not be records, cash book, and other things that are kept. And that is why the account is still in arrears for 18 months.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Go ahead and answer the other questions.
Okay, the second question is how much of the £6 million was used for pension and training? We have not computed that because the question is just being raised now. And
Mr. Panisekishin,
no,
that you are making fair to this committee. You came here and told us that it is true that £6 million was transferred, and this money was meant for the payment of pension and training of officials. We are now asking you to tell us how much of the £6 million was spent on pension, on 10 pensioners, and how much was meant for, training of officials.
9 pensioners.
9, not 10.
And 9 colonial pensioners.
9 colonial pensioners.
Let me correct the impression. I didn't say that the money was transferred. I said an agreement was entered into, and funds were paid into an account.
Which account?
No, I wouldn't say whether it was a transfer. I was not there.
Whether payment or transfer, there is funds sitting in a place.
Precisely.
For about £6 million.
Precisely.
Which has been accruing interest.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you are servicing colonial pensioners, 9 colonial pensioners.
Yes. We have their latest report dated 8th February 2012. Quarterly reports as at 31st December 2012 from Crown agents, and they give details in all their submissions.
Read the details. Read the details.
As regards the question
with regards to the question, use the details to answer the question.
Because of pension, because of training.
Well, for the period I have served in that office, there hasn't been any training undertaken with that fund, and even payment of pension, except for the one that we proposed and was approved under Afolabi for the release of £4 million, no, £36 million. Sorry, £36,000, 707 pence.
When you release 34 million.
No.
Or 36 million. It's okay.
That's why we recommended for the payment requested by the High Commission. The account is with the High Commission in London. They disburse the payments to the pensioners.
So in essence, you are saying that we need us to take £36,000 from £6 million, and what is left will still be in an account.
Yes.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
That should be recorded against your name.
Certainly.
Okay.
The £36,000 the £36,000 is it for training or for the payment of the pensioners? And I want to know whether these pensioners are they still existing? Because colonial pensioners, I think, should have gone by now. But if they're existing, let us have the names of those people.
The £36 million is supposed, the £36,000 is for payment of backlog of arrears owed them, and to extend to for a period of 2 years from the date the approval we obtained the approval.
So you pay in advance?
Yes.
For 2 years?
No, backlog and for a period of 2 years, that yes, the frequency of requests may be minimized.
Okay, that is advance now. That is to pay in advance. Pay in advance. That is to pay for the years coming. What if you pay them and they die? That means you won't be able to recover the money.
No, we don't pay.
Okay.
It's the High Commission that pays.
Okay, you give the High Commission
to an account in the High Commission in London.
Okay, let me ask Mr. Mainabi, who did the last verification. Is the £6 million still there?
Distinguished Chairman, the £6 million is there. I even have some exhibits to tender to the committee for the £6 million and the flow chart of the interest, which I think needs to be checked.
That's what we want to check, because when we come to you, because I'm sure you are the last one who verified the accounts, we would like to see the flow chart of the interest, because I'm sure £6 million should have accrued more than
and I think
2-3 million pounds interest by now.
And I think this
is more.
Distinguished committee, I think you need to do some reconciliation with the Crown agents yourselves, because you need to see that.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much.
No, let me make a correction. There are 10 pensioners that are still alive, according to the letter.
9 or 10?
10.
10.
Yes.
That's good. So that's 9 or 10. So
There are 10 listed
the
here
list. So
in the letter of the High Commission.
so can you tender that?
It's already attached in my second submission.